Hello, welcome to Daily News from Mazr-e TV. Scholarly meetings of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Qom, Iran. The House of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Qom hosted another session of its scholarly meetings. These meetings are attended by various groups of seminarians, clerics, and scholars who ask their questions from the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. The questions in the latest round of these meetings revolved around usury, the regulations of Mahr in marriage, the age of taklif, the difference between tafsir and ta'wil, etc. In this meeting, one of the scholars asked the following question from His Eminence. If a specific amount of money is determined as a temporary marriage dowry or mahr, when lending by the husband to the wife, is the marriage contract valid? In response to this question, the esteemed religious authority stated, the validity of the contract is problematic because the reason for stipulating a dowry is different in such a case. In temporary marriage contracts, two essential elements must be present. Number 1, determination of the dowry. Number 2, determination of the duration. Therefore, if any deficiency occurs in either of these two elements, the contract becomes void. However, if it is a permanent marriage contract and they determine the dowry in this manner, the contract is valid because the dowry is not an essential requirement in permanent marriages. Thus, even if a specific dowry is not stipulated, the contract remains valid and the equivalent of the dowry becomes the responsibility of the husband. The dear viewers can tune in these scholarly meetings every day at 11:15 a.m. Qom local time, live on Mazr-e TV and other Shia TV networks, as well as the Shirazi application. Hajj delegation of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi visits Hajj office of Grand Ayatollah Fayaz in Medina. Members of the Hajj office of the Grand Ayatollah Husseini Shirazi attended the office of the esteemed religious authority Ayatollah Sheikh Ishaq Fayaz on the second day of their activities in the blessed city of Medina during the Hajj season of 1444 AH. During this visit, the delegation representing the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi were warmly received by the son of the esteemed Ayatollah Fayaz, and they engaged in discussions and exchanged views regarding certain matters related to Hajj and how to better serve the pilgrims. Delegations of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi attend office of Grand Ayatollah Shubeiri Zanjani in Medina. Members of the Hajj office of the esteemed religious authority, Ayatollah Husseini Shirazi, met with the members of the delegation of Ayatollah Sayyid Musa Shubeiri Zanjani in Medina. This meeting took place following the presence of a delegation of the religious authority at the office of Ayatollah Shubeiri Zanjani, and during the meeting, both parties engaged in discussions on various topics. The delegation of the Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Husseini Shirazi has been active in Medina for several days in observance of the Hajj season. Members of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi's office visit Hajj office of Grand Ayatollah Vahid Khorasani. During the initial days of their activities in Medina, some members of the office of the esteemed religious authority Ayatollah Sayyid Husseini Shirazi met and held discussions with members of the delegation of Ayatollah Sheikh Hussein Vahid Khorasani in Medina. This meeting took place as part of the activities of both delegations in Medina on the occasion of the Hajj season of the current year. The two parties engaged in discussions on various topics related to the rituals of Hajj. Husseini pilgrims attend Public Relations Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala. Sayyid Arif Nasrullah, the head of the Public Relations Center of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Husseini Shirazi, hosted religious figures and pilgrims in Karbala after returning from a promotional trip to London. He emphasized the importance of Shia residents in the UK utilizing the freedom in the country to spread the teachings of Islam and the AhlulBayt, peace be upon them. Nasrullah also highlighted the significance of Imam Hussein's oppression and his rituals in attracting people to the true religion. He urged Shia Muslims to exemplify good behavior, respect others' rights, and be inviting to guidance. Additionally, Nasrullah expressed readiness to welcome the month of Muharram and emphasized the importance of reviving the rituals of Imam Hussein while serving the pilgrims. He stated that reviving these rituals is not only about honoring Imam Hussein, but also about revitalizing ethics, religion, and life itself. Baraka Association commemorates Imam Reza, peace be upon him, in holy Karbala, Iraq. The women's branch of the Al-Khair wal Baraka Cultural Association in Karbala held a commemorative ceremony on the occasion of the special visitation day of Imam Reza, peace be upon him, and his martyrdom on the 23rd of Zighade. The ceremony was attended by a group of women who engaged in mourning rituals and highlighted the virtues and merits of Imam Ali ibn Musa Reza, peace be upon him. The Al-Khair wal Baraka Cultural Association is one of these centers affiliated with the religious authority, with its main headquarters located in Baghdad. Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi slaughters sheep in Mazr-e Sharif, Afghanistan. In the framework of its charitable activities, the Office of the esteemed religious authority, Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Husseini Shirazi, in the city of Mazr-e Sharif, Afghanistan, slaughtered several sheep. This act was performed with the intention of the well-being and hastening of the reappearance of Imam al-Mahdi. The meat obtained from this slaughter was distributed to dozens of orphaned and needy families. Commemorations of Imam Jawad's martyrdom at AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center. On the eve of the martyrdom anniversary of Imam Jawad, peace be upon him, the AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center, one of the centers affiliated with Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Husseini Shirazi in the city of Baghdad, held a mourning ceremony. The ceremony, attended by dozens of believers, included religious and cultural figures, featured a speech delivered by Sheikh Muayyad al-Sudani. At the end, the participants engaged in mourning rituals, accompanied by eulogies recited by Ali al-Atabi. Activities by Najaf Center for Strategic Studies in Holy Najaf, Iraq. The Najaf Center for Strategic Studies and CSS organized a meeting with the new staff of the Al-Kafayat Institute and high school teachers as part of its ongoing cultural activities. This meeting aimed to establish new and more effective mechanisms for the academic year 2023 to 2024. The Al-Kafayat Institute is one of these centers associated with NCSS, focusing on enhancing students' academic performance. Additionally, the Najaf Center for Strategic Studies has organized a literary seminar titled Government's Violence in the Iraqi Novels, which is currently underway. This seminar is conducted in collaboration with the Literary Criticism Space Institute in Najaf and features the participation of Iraqi intellectual and researcher Dr. Ali al-Mu'min, as well as the literary writer and critic Hamid al-Harizi, the writer and critic Zahir Habib al-Karabi, and the writer and critic Abdullah al-Mayali.